Hey folks, got a Bible comparison for you guys. I'm just recorded my 6-volume ESV readers set, and I've also got another cloth overboard reader, ESV reader. This is in the 2011 text, produced a couple years prior to the 2016 production of the 6-volume, but I think it's a pretty fair comparison. So I guess we might as well go ahead and get into it. So, the single volume, will definitely not compare in the same sense as the 6-volume set. But there are some benefits with having a single volume. Now I have reviewed this Bible before, and I just reviewed this one, so I think it's fair to go ahead and do a comparison. The spines look completely different. They both come in these cardboard slipcases. You can see that the slipcase for the 6-volume set is much thicker. But I think in the review I did point out that I had to repair both upper hinges or upper corners on the box slipcase, the cardboard slipcase. This one comes in a slipcase as well, just the Reader's Bible. But like I said, it was produced in 2014, so it has the 2011 text. But you can also see one big difference on the spine is that the single volume had raised ribs. Oh, how beautiful. Looks so nice. And it has the older ESV symbol with the round bit on there. This is the same symbol, it just lacks the round portion of the emblem. You have a little bit of a larger text, but it is a larger edition than the 6-volume reader, and you have the window picture, other than where you're missing that on the bottom of the 6-volume set. So just as far as the look, I do love the raised ribs on the single volume reader. If they had raised ribs where these gold, have them surrounded in gold, I mean, that would have just been amazing to have. This is still an amazing set like it is. I just want to point out that this single volume has the raised ribs. So I'm going to get this one out and lay her down like that, and I'm going to move this box out of my way. So it has a two-tone cloth overboard. You have the two different cloths overlapping right here that creates a little bit of a seam. I have seen where, as you can see, these match up nicely, but I have seen these seams not match up exactly, and I have seen these seams peel back a little bit. So that's one negative. With the, let's go just get out this one. It's one continuous piece of cloth all the way around, which is nice. It's probably going to improve its durability. And so as far as the outer exterior, I would give the comparisons as much more favorable to the 6-volume. I have there's a difference here, but I'm just going to turn to Psalm 99. I have that marked already in both of these editions. So one comparison, I'll just do most of the comparisons at this section. The ribbon, it comes with one ribbon in each of these readers editions. The single volume comes with 2 ribbons, as you can see, but these ribbons are junk, and these ribbons are not. These are nice double satin ribbons, some of the nicest ribbons I've seen in a Crossway edition for a long time. So I'm going to pull this one on top of here to where I can get a little more of getting both of them one time. Okay, so first comparison. This paper is the printing. This printing on the single volume is done in China. It's on a really thin paper. maybe a 26 or less GSM paper. It's a very thin, very, very thin paper. I mean, it's thinner than your typical, edition. And there's a fair amount of ghosting. As you can see, in a reader's edition, it is line matched, but in a reader's edition, that is super distracting. That's why I wanted to turn to a psalm where you have a lot of space right here where you can see the amount of ghosting. On this one, you can see there's just a tiny bit, but this is an 80 GSM paper in the 6-volume reader, where this is much less. The density, that's just the density. The thickness is about, this is about 3 or 3.5 times thicker than this paper as far as the thickness. So the GSM might follow closely with that. So it's probably in mid-20s GSM, to be fair. So the coloring is about the same. You have your red headings, but at the top you can see the portion. The top, it shows Psalm 99 verse 1 through Psalm 100 verse 2, and but at the top of the 6-volume reader, you don't have that. It just says book 4 of the Psalms. So anyway, if you're not familiar with the different books in the Psalm, that could get confusing. So, and looking at the text, this is a 12-point font with a good amount of spacing between, a good amount of marginal room all the way around, and this is a 9.5 font. Now the Christian book says this is a 9 font, but it's actually a 9.5. That's per the Crossway website. And the lines are fairly close together. If you're just looking for a reader's edition, then this might be, you might be more willing to invest in a edition, the 6-volume edition. Okay, so next thing would be the paper coloring. You can see this is more of a stark white. The Chinese printing, the single volume, and this is more of a creamier color, and it has a better feel because of the thickness, the weight of the paper. It's just really, really superior, far superior. Like I said, this is printed in Italy by Lego, and this is printed in China. Not to really knock the Chinese printings have been really good. It's just not really fair to them that they're having to do it on this inferior paper. But their printings were actually pretty decent. It's a nice dark printing, very consistent. The line matching is good. So anyway, the page numbering on the single volume is red. The page numbering is smaller and in black. There's not a lot more I can really show you. You have the portability, much more portability in this reader's volume, but typically a reader's volume is for a person at home doing a fair amount of reading. So, it kind of defeats the purpose to have a reader's edition that's very, very portable. So I understand a preaching edition that's portability's a factor because you have to carry it and you're having to read from it and preach from it. You don't have the room for notes in here. You don't have verse markers as much. That's not the purpose of this edition. This edition is for reading, just sitting at home while you're in study or while you're in devotional, and reading, just for reading. So this 6-volume reader set is just, it fulfilled every expectation that I had for it. It's just really an excellent edition for reading. Like I said, you can see the amount of marginal room is excellent. You get one ribbon marker per book. So over the course of all 6, you have 6 ribbon markers that you can, if you're reading out of different sections of each book, it'll keep your place in all 6 books. Adding a ribbon here or there, it's no big deal. So you can always add ribbons and have as many ribbons as you want throughout all 6 of these editions. So what's my synopsis? How do I put a bow on this? This fair analogy would say that if this 6-volume set were compared to a Bentley, then this would be the Chrysler 300. It's a nice addition, but doesn't really, when you get down to it, when you start looking at the details, it doesn't really compare. It looks similar. It has a similar feel to it, but when you get them open, it just doesn't compare. Now, if you don't have the finances to get a 6-volume set, this will definitely work. These single volumes, they retail for only like $30. It's a great deal. Right now, they're actually during their summer blowout, they're on sale for like $20, maybe. Yeah, $19. The single volumes on sale for $19. But the cloth overboard 6-volume set of superior quality reader is on sale for like $115, $120. So you're getting 6 volumes versus 1 in a slipcase with superior paper for about the same amount per book. Like if this one's $18 for this one book and you get 6 of those, then you're around the total for the 6-volume set. So you're not really saving yourself a ton. You think you're saving a little bit of money, but I think if you buy a lot of Bibles like collectors typically do, you'll be much happier with this 6-volume set if you're going to sit down and read a good fair amount. So anyway, that's about all I can say as far as this comparison. The paper, the covers, I think the only thing I would give the edge to on the single volume would be the spine is a little more attractive to me. I would love to have seen raised ribs on the 6-volume set. That would have been awesome. But aside from that, every other aspect of the reader is superior in the 6-volume set as compared to the single, aside from its portability. But having a portable reader is like having a portable water fountain. I mean, there's really not a lot of use for one. The purpose of having a reader is to have it at home and sit down and read it. So unless you're on the go a lot or traveling a lot and you want a reader for that specific purpose, then that's the only time I would really recommend a single volume over the 6-volume set. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. If you're fans of the readers editions, they can, you can really see the devil is in the details, pardon that pun, but the details involved in this 6-volume set just make it far superior. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe and get all these reviews and comparisons, tutorials and whatnot. So thanks again for watching. God bless.